Well, I think we can get started with that. Just waiting for one more thing. Well,
Go
give it
ahead.
one
Go
more
ahead.
minute.
I'll work
Yeah,
on
I'll
it. We're
go
just
ahead.
trying to
It's
get our
our
AI
recording
note taking
devices.
going, but go ahead.
It'll be fine. Well, we'll figure it out. But just welcome everybody. So we get to see all your faces and names here. Thank you so much for joining us and for participating in our program. It's just so exciting. I haven't been with Engineers of Tomorrow very long, but it's just from what I've seen, it's just been so amazing. And so I'm grateful for you all for volunteering and joining us here. So our team here today, you can see three of us here. I don't. Sarah is unavailable right now; she's on a trip away. But I'm Ben. Um, and I'm a summer intern alongside Morgan, and you'll meet Morgan later today. And we have Becky, who's our CEO here. But yeah, we're really excited to be here today. I'm currently studying civil engineering at UBCO out in BC, and Morgan can introduce herself later on. But yeah, let's dive headfirst into it with today's agenda. So super simple plan for today. We'll go through, what EIR is, what Engineers of Tomorrow is. We'll go through what's the objectives and the expectations for you guys, and then we'll give you some obstacles and some hardships in the past that have happened with the program, and really, like, today we're just getting you into it. We're just dipping your toes. It's not a lot of pressure, and speaking from experience with my mom being a teacher, it will be totally fine, and the kids will totally love you, so it'll be great. I just want to share some of our values here. As Engineers Tomorrow, we've kind of come up with this base foundation that we all can look back on and remind ourselves and realize that we are these are our core values that we want to achieve, just to have the best possible experience for the kids and for you guys as well. But I really want to touch on authentic collaboration here. It's so effective when you walk into a classroom and you start talking to the kids and you actually are authentic and you are real with them and you talking to them as a person, not as this fancy engineer, which I know you guys all are. But it really makes an impact for the kids, being authentic and collaborating and asking Q&A sessions and all that stuff, and it really helps in that sense. So now I want to give you guys a bit of background to us and background to who we are and what we do. So you guys have all volunteered for the Engineer in Residence program, and so what is that? What have you guys gotten yourself into, per se? So it was founded by Professional Engineers Ontario in 1998, and we ended up taking it over as Engineers of Tomorrow in 2018. So us taking it over has allowed us to go, nationally and reach Edmonton and farther places. I'm in BC now, and so it's allowed us to go beyond just Ontario. And most of our contacts are still in Ontario, but we've been able to expand our outreach to so many schools. Yeah, no, it's great. Just a little bit of explanation where the Engineer in Residence program is kind of the how of what we do, and then Engineers of Tomorrow is the who. So, like, we are, as a company, our Engineers of Tomorrow, and our program is EIR. Just a little bit of confusing wording there, so I thought I'd explain that. But it's super simple. engineer plus classroom. Um, we get you guys to go into the classrooms and to present, do projects, build relationships with the kids there, and it just allows them to access a program that they wouldn't normally be able to access any other way, and it really connects the dots in a way where the students can understand, like, oh, I know this term engineer, I know this term, building things, and how do I connect them together, and how do I see myself in that area. And it's going to be great. I'm so excited to see what's going to happen, but you guys are going to do great, so there's no worry or anything like that. My mom, she's a teacher. She's grade 4 or 5. She did this engineer in residence program, and she absolutely loved it, and it was low pressure. So I'm just trying to distill the pressure for you guys in that sense. But without with every good program, there comes challenges. And for us, our challenge is unmatched schools. So if you guys look at this lovely map here, you will see a lot of schools in the greater Toronto area and Ottawa, and then there's a few on the West Coast, but these are our unmatched schools right now. So this is schools that don't have an engineer. So firstly, if you know any engineer or other engineers, or you yourself are in these areas, and we'll give you the interactive map, so you can go zoom in and you play around with it. But if you guys know any engineers here, we would totally appreciate your help in getting matched up, so that every school can have an engineer that goes into it and have access to our program. A little side piece, another thing I'm working on right now, we have innovation projects. I don't know if any of you guys were there last night. We had a year-end party for these or 2 nights ago, sorry. We had a year-end party for this year's engineers, or this past year's, and we pitched our intern innovation project. So I'm doing an asynchronous learning course where we're creating this course and these videos for these unmatched schools here, so we can hopefully get everyone a part of our program. So again, if you would be interested in something like that, shoot us an email. If you want to know more information, that's just a little teaser, but shoot us an email. I'll be happy to help you and connect you with that. But yeah, if you know any engineers in those areas, let us know. All right, let's get on to the objectives. So also attached to that is the our core values. So I'll just touch on those first. But for our EIR program, it's really it matches the engineers in residence, experiential, inclusive, and real. We really want these kids to have this positive experience that they leave from feeling something good. And so I think a lot of times many people, I'm sure you guys have experienced this too, that you may not remember exactly what's said in a presentation, but you remember how that presentation made you feel. And that's what we're really trying to hit home for these kids, where they may not remember every single word you said, but they remember that this person talked about engineering, and I feel really good about engineering, so I'm going to go forward in that idea. And of course, inclusive. We want everybody to have that equal opportunity to become an engineer. Like we don't want it limited by anything, and just have everyone have that opportunity. And of course, real, authentic. I touched on the authentic collaboration piece, where we want you guys as you guys. We don't want this polished presentation, suits and ties. We want you in your everyday life, and these kids to understand that engineers are these real people, and these real normal people that you can talk to and interact with and build that relationship with. Yeah, so if you guys remember those: experiential, inclusive, and real, those are our our kind of key hitting points that we're trying to get for. So objectives of the EIR program, exciting stuff, and we talked about it a little bit before, but the engineer plus classroom equals the STEM program, and we want that underrepresented E in STEM to be brought up for the kids to understand. We want the kids to be curious. We want the kids to ask questions, and we we want engineers to know that or the kids to know we build more than just bridges as engineers. Yeah, and we want to bring the STEM curriculum to life. There's a lot of building blocks in the current curriculum, and there's a lot of jumping points that we can come in and attach onto. But it's an opportunity to help connect the dots and help the kids understand that this is actually engineering and this is what you do and you can do it too in that way. But now I'm going to pass it over to my wonderful colleague Morgan, and she's going to touch on the objectives, or sorry, not the objectives, the expectations of the EIR program.
All right. So, what are the expectations when it comes to being an EIR?
Hold on, Morgan. I'm going to stop you. This is our first time hearing from you. Who are you, Morgan? Tell us about yourself.
Sorry. I'm Morgan, and I'm going into my third year in geology, so I'm not actually in engineering. Don't tell anyone. But yeah, I live in Ontario, and I go to Western, so that's a bit about me. Anyway, is that good? Did I do a good job?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself. Anyway, so back to our expectations. So one of the main expectations that you're going to be faced with for EIR is just time commitment. It does definitely depend on your teacher, but the goal is generally once per month, but your teacher might have multiple EIRs or they might only have you, and it might depend on like the curriculum they're following. So it's definitely from teacher to teacher, but that's the goal. Also, we want this to obviously be a positive experience for both you and the teacher. So if anything comes up in your life, like you move jobs or you move houses or something, and you just can't be in there as frequently or can't commit at all, please let us know, because then your teacher's kind of just up the river without an EIR anymore. So please just communicate with us if anything changes, so we can make it a great experience for both of you. For the representatives part of this, the main thing you need to think about is that a lot of the time you're the only engineer that this kid has ever encountered, and we just want you to be like, really bring a positive experience and be like kind of like cool and encouraging for all the kids. Oh, also to keep in mind, like make sure you're following like any specific like responsible social media practices. Like don't take photos without permission, and definitely don't post them without permission. And if you like take photos, please blur like the kids' faces. Oh, also big one, having the teacher in the classroom with you at all times. Very important. Yeah, that's it for that one. Okay, so some more expectations. I know, more. Um, but this is mainly like the roles and responsibilities you'll be taking on. The biggest one is communication. Like you guys probably got a feedback form if you had done it previously, like last year. And the main thing we heard from both teachers and engineers was a lack of communication between the teachers and engineers. So please be in constant communication with your teacher, just because that can also help you a lot. Like your teacher could tell you like what curriculum they're following or what the kids are interested in, and you can make sure you have an engaging concept for the kids, because every kid is different and every class is different. So just knowing what you're going into beforehand and constant planning and contact are great. Like we want as many touch points as possible. Oh, also make sure you get feedback from your teachers. I know it's like kind of cyclical. It's like you do it, then you get feedback, and then you improve. And like that's a big thing, obviously. So make sure you get feedback so you can improve upon whatever you're doing. Maybe the kids just didn't like something specifically, or it was like a little boring for them. I love a good presentation, but not all kids seem to agree with me. So now we're gonna split off into some breakout groups. Um, there are, as you can see, 5 like kind of topics you can go over. So you'll pick one and then you'll have 5 to 10 minutes to discuss it. How it will work is like you'll have a prompt come up. This is just for like if you've never been in a breakout room before. A prompt will come up, you'll say yes, and then you'll be put in a breakout group. And after the 5 or 10 minutes, you'll get a 60-second warning saying like to wrap up your conversation because we don't want to just yank you out randomly. Um, and then once you're back, we can talk as a group. So I'll let Ben's the organizer, so he's gotta.
We'll just get them set up
Yeah.
here. Hopefully try and figure them out. Not be too
While you're doing that, Ben, I just wanted
yeah.
to add quickly one thing. We often hear from our volunteers, particularly new folks that are signing up, that one of the reasons they want to join this program is to like meet other people with similar interests to them. So feel free to make use of your smaller groups and breakouts to like introduce yourselves to each other, because we're very much a grassroots community organization. You know, you're part of our EOT family now, so use this opportunity to lean into that as well.
Well said, Becky.
Yes.
There, I'm just trying to fill the space as I frantically scramble to put you guys in rooms here.
No scrambling, just calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, and I'll also pop in and see if I can put the questions in the chat here. I don't know if they'll transfer over, but
Oh yeah, they might.
Oh, don't even worry about it. It's
they've
fine.
already got it. There we go. All right.
We'll find things.
There we go. Perfect. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for joining this. Here, why don't I just share my screen, and then you can get the objectives back off. Here we go. If I can get it up here. All right, I'll just present this like this. How are you guys doing today?
Not too bad.
Yeah, great. All right.
Fantastic. Thanks.
I'll get it there for that much, but not as polished. But these are the 5, top scenarios. What do you guys think? Which one should we pick out here?
Can we pick number 5? I don't have
Let's
kids.
do it.
I think I'm good with kids, but that one, it's a challenge. I see that as a challenge. I don't know how to.
It's a bit daunting.
What to do.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the middle of explaining the water cycle when Jacob starts screaming and speaking over you. He stands up and starts making silly faces, distracting everyone in the room. What do you do? What do you guys think?
My everyday life with my children.
Yeah.
Constantly,
Okay.
nobody listens.
So the a bit of experience here. What do you think is helpful in this scenario?
I think for me, like if there's distractions or you know, the kids aren't engaged with what you're talking about, I usually take that as a sign as like I'm not being engaging enough, or like the activity isn't engaging enough, and you got to switch it up because like forcing them to sit down and listen is just not going to be beneficial for anybody. So I think like putting egos aside and just accepting that, like, you know what, maybe we're not going to get through the full water cycle today.
Yeah, exactly.
And like switching up the activity. But I'd probably also like defer a bit to the teacher in terms of kind of behavioral stuff.
Yeah, the teachers are the experts there, so they know what's up. Yeah, I was just chatting with my mom this morning about teaching about this call, you know, and she was just saying like it's so helpful for the kids to have something either to do or to look at. So like having a presentation or having like, you know, some trinket or something that you can pass around the class that they that really keeps them in the attention and grabs them there.
For me, I've been in the classrooms for a few years now, and I can recall just looking at the kids that make noise and ask for if they have something to say, and if they continue to say something that's not related to what I'm trying to explain, I would just pause and I said, you know, when we are all ready to listen, I will continue. Silent is a bit discomfort for some. I'm totally okay with it. So eventually they are looking at the kids that are talking, and eventually I get some silent. I also, if the teacher is there, that is not sometimes they step out of the classroom, but they come back. I always make sure that when I show up, they are always there. But if they're there, like Alyssa mentioned earlier, I just glance at them and kind of looking for cue of what to do next. And often the teacher would ask the student to either give them a warning or to ask them to sit at the back where they are engaged in something, like looking at their yesterday homework, for example. So that's my approach.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's great. And I think it all ultimately boils down to, you know, the kid's bored and the kid wants attention, and I think that's so hard for us to you know, to give attention to, you know, 30 different kids at one time and all that. So, you know, you guys, it's you know, there will be times when it doesn't go perfectly according to plan, and that's okay. You know, it's classrooms are difficult places, as I'm sure you've realized that. But like it, yeah, and the kids walk away changed from it. So.
No, I really appreciate everyone's feedback. It's going to be my first time volunteering in this environment, and really good comments. Thank you.
Yeah. No, you're gonna do great.
Thank you.
Just want to add that, you know, it's sometimes they're goofing off, but sometimes they're extremely nice and sweet too. I still have a drawing that one of them gave me.
Oh, no way.
After an activity that we did, they asked me for a hug. You know, it's a very pleasant experience. Like if you're nervous, if it's your first time and you're nervous, I would say, you know, they are very pleasant experience around too. So watch out for that too and enjoy the time.
Great to hear.
I think also like you can like take a lot of pressure off of yourself. Like you just being there and engaging is like great and awesome for the kids. Like and not like needing to come out with like they've learned something today and like we all are on the same page and they can, you know, they understand. Like I think there's just as much value in them just being exposed to like what engineering is, and obviously depending on the age too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, it's a in essence, it's a two-way street too. You know, you were also going into this, and you're like, you got a drawing out of it and a hug, and you know, it should be rewarding for you as well, in this sense. So to be excited and look out for those opportunities. But right, I think I'm gonna give us a 30-second warning to come back now all together, and we can.
I would
Yes.
also add to while we get that 30-second warning. I think the kids resonate more when they enjoy and have fun. So I focus more on, I put a priority on that over the engineering lesson that I try to present. If I have to revisit the lesson, I will revisit. But my focus is why I'm there. I want to make sure that they enjoy the topic we're talking about, the lesson, and just the fact that we're present together. I want to make it a good time for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's good advice.
Thank you so much for all of your help there, guys, and your wisdom. It's so great to see.
See you back in a breakout room then.
Yeah, perfect. I'll hit the close, and you guys can. Well, I guess we have 25 more seconds to talk, but if anyone has any last quick points.
Questions, yeah, feel free.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
grades
no, and
have you done?
I taught grade 7 and 8, grade 1 and 2, and next year I'm not sure. Maybe
Which was
grade.
your favorite?
What's my favorite? I say one.
well, sorry guys if I cut any of you off. It's always too short, but I apologize for that. I know we got cut off a little bit there in our room. So if anyone has any, you know, finishing thoughts that they'd like to share with all of us, feel free to go ahead and do that.
Yes. Please continue the discussion here.
I'll start because I know sometimes it's hard to be the first one to start. We had an interesting, brief discussion in our room about the topic of licensure and like, does that come into play with the engineer in residence program? And I would just say that our main goals are really just around awareness. So it can absolutely come into the conversation, but it would be tailored to like, are you talking to kindergarten kids or grade 12s? Like, it really depends. And one of the things I actually didn't get to mention in our room is there are some resources that Engineers Canada and a group of nonprofits, us being one of them, have put together specifically on how they are recommending you talk to kids about engineering. And it's broken down by age. So I'll throw the link to that in the chat as well. It's a really good resource.
Anyone else want to add anything?
Yeah, I'll go.
Sorry, go ahead. I'll
Yeah,
go after you.
We were talking about number 4, what activities teacher expects you to do it on. I think we struggled to identify how to set a curriculum, you know, an age-appropriate curriculum, especially if the teachers aren't cooperating or facilitating that conversation. And there was some discussion maybe that there might be some resources internally with Engineers of Tomorrow, but maybe that's something that we can talk about.
I think Becky just answered a little bit of your question right there. But yeah, we have tons of resources for you guys, so you're never going into battle unequipped.
I think you actually just queued them up. I'm sorry, I missed you speaking, but I'm pretty sure that's coming up next in the slide deck. So good job.
You're perfect. Okay. Like, you guys just have read my mind. So here are our recommended resources. We have lots of great resources that I'm going to be showing today. First off is obviously our website. The website has tons of resources like good other websites, activity ideas, and presentations you can use. There's also our library of lessons, which is obviously a library with lessons in it. It's got different activities that you can use in your classroom. Lots of past EIRs have contributed. So basically everything has already been vetted for you in there. And you can also come up with your own lessons and put them in there if you want. We would really love to have more lesson ideas. There's also us. We're obviously all resources. Me and Ben will only be here for the summer, so we can't help you during the school year, unfortunately, but Becky and Sarah will try to fill our places. I know, big shoes to fill, but I'm sure they'll do great. And next and finally is our monthly newsletter. Sorry. If you're not already subscribed and want to be, please let us know. It has lots of tips and tricks for you during the year, and a checklist of things that you should be doing within that month. So it's kind of like a step-by-step thing almost.
And I'll just add, you are subscribed unless you specifically told us don't put me in it. So don't worry, you'll get the emails.
All right. Next is a checklist. So this is like your checklist of things once you have your match. The first thing to do once you have your match is to message back your teacher and introduce yourself, obviously. This will happen when a lot of you get your matches in September. We're kind of doing it differently now, so you'll have your match in September. First is contacting your teacher. Also, to note, if it's likely that your teacher will be on summer vacation, so they probably won't get back to you if you have your match now. But if not, then nothing to worry about. You're set. You're all good. Don't need to worry about any weird vacation hours or anything. Also, once you have messaged them, decide on like what platform you want to communicate. It can vary from person to person. Like some people like email and some people prefer anything else. Whatever works best for you and your teacher is the best for us as well. Also, discuss your expectations. If you and your teacher do not have aligned expectations, then it's just not going to be a cohesive experience for anyone involved. Like set expectations, like main things you want to touch on in your lessons and how many times would be preferable for you to come in and like when would be the best time. And talk about your goals for EIR. Like, again, what lesson plans you want to do, like what structure you want it to be, all that good stuff. And again, the structure of your year, like what topics are most important to you. Next up is the next steps. If you want—
Hold up, Morgan, can I just add in one thing before you jump to that one? This actually came up in our breakout room as well. But one of the reasons we give you that checklist, and especially early on, focused heavily on contacting the teacher, setting expectations, thinking about how you're going to communicate with them, is because the teacher relationship is really, really important. And we've seen over the years that when an engineer or a volunteer and the teacher have a really strong relationship, that translates into the classroom, and it makes your life so much easier and the teacher's life so much easier. So we're just trying, it's our way of just sort of saying to you, like, don't skip this, like invest up front in that relationship, and everything should go a lot smoother down the road. And just keep us in the loop, because like the way this program operates is we make these matches, but then you're all, you know, professionals and grown people, like you're managing these relationships. We're not there with you. So if something does come up, or if you're not hearing back from the teacher, you just need to let us know so that we can get involved and help out as we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Morgan.
like I
Sorry to
said, the
interrupt.
key thing is communication. So please talk to your teacher. It's the most important thing. You guys are a team. Yes. And okay, next is your next steps. There's our quarterly meetings that you can join. They'll give you a chance to catch up on everything that's been going on in EOT outside of the EIR program. And we'll send you meeting invites throughout the year. If you want to join them, please feel free. Again, email your teacher. Please talk to your teacher. And like once you have your match, just hit reply all and introduce yourself. And join us for our next training, please. It's breaking down barriers and how to like breaking down barriers for kids who don't see themselves in engineering, basically. It's a big thing right now. A lot of kids don't see themselves in engineering, and that's why they're not going into it. But you're here to stop that. Oh yes, please share your stories with us. We want to know everything that goes on inside the classroom, and we'd love to learn from anything you've done. We want to hear the good things, the bad things, like everything you have to say. Please talk to us. We just want to know what's going on in the classroom. We love to be involved. And last is questions. If you've got any questions, feel free to let us know. And we have our training sessions on the side and when they are. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to just add on here that, you know, like you guys are the boots on the ground for us, and, you know, we're not in the classrooms, and we, you know, don't see what's going on every day. So your feedback really makes the program better. So, you know, if you have a bad experience, you know, we can learn from that, we can grow on, and we can, you know, make it better for the next person, or make it better for you next year, you know. And so you, like, your feedback truly helps us to make it better for everyone.
I have a question, if I could ask it. Are we typically spending, are the EIRs typically spending, you know, a period or a half a day or a day every time they go? Is it for a full day or what?
Yeah, that's it's really, you know, it's really fluid. It's up to you and your teacher. You know, you could spend the whole day there if you want, if that works with your teacher, and you could go for 30 minutes to an hour. You know, it's all up to your teacher. I'm sure the teacher will have certain expectations, but yeah, it's in the end comes to your teacher.
So coordinate with the teacher, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say, generally speaking, Bruce, it's usually more like a period or two, because it's usually connected to like how their day's blocked out, right? So
Yeah.
if it's the science block that you're in, or it's usually more like a period or two, unless it's like some bigger like design challenge thing that you're doing.
Okay, thank you.
I was just answering a question in the chat while you were talking to. So once we lose Morgan and Ben in after this summer, most email communications will come from Sarah. You might get some from me. I usually send out the monthly newsletters. But you can reach out to either one of us and we'll be able to help you out with whatever you need. And I wanted to say a big thank you to Morgan and Ben for pulling this all together. We sort of throw them into the training every summer. Our summer interns are in charge of the training that goes on. So thank you so much for pulling this all together. And you did a fantastic job. And we hope that you explained it really well. The goal for today was just to dip your toes in, and then over the next 4 or 5 weeks, we're going to dig in a little further into, how to just create an amazing experience in the classroom for all of these students. So we hope to see you there, just because we love seeing your faces live. But if you can't make it, no worries. As you see, these are all recorded and you can always refer back to them as needed. And I wanted to just flag that we're doing a special bonus session this year that we're really excited about. Talking specifically about how you can, or if you want to, use AI to help you create that experience in the classroom. So, for example, I know there was a question about, what lessons should I do? We'll teach you, we're actually going to give you the prompts that you would need to put into AI so it can answer those questions for you too. And I'm happy we'll hang around here in case anyone has any questions, but I believe that's sort of that's what we wanted to cover for today. So you're welcome to take back 15 minutes of your day, and we look forward to continuing with you.
And then 2 things to add on here. If you are, if you are here and you want to stay and ask questions, we're here if you want anything, or if you're nervous or any unanswered questions. And also, just to harp on the thing that I've been harping on all day, you guys are going to do great. You're going to meet with your teacher and it's going to be amazing. And yeah, it's no pressure here.
Yeah, there's no need to be nervous or worried about anything.
I told the folks in my breakout room, you can't really do this wrong. But also, I will say, if you are feeling nervous, that's very normal. We hear that often, that you're nervous to go into the classroom. So just know that that's very normal. I think someone has their hand up. Dylan.
Yes.
Yes, hi. I have a question around the waitlisted schools and maybe how to potentially get a new school that's not currently in the program interested in the program. Selfishly, I have a young daughter who's going to JK starting in September.
Love it.
It'd be really fantastic if I
Yay.
could participate with her school. I reached out to them, but I don't think they got my email in time before the break.
Fine. Just reach out to them in the fall, Dylan. Once they're back in the classroom, reach out to them again. And when they, things are so hectic at the end of the year. So once things sort of settle down, reach out to them again. And we do have some resources to help you with that as well. Like we have some 1-pagers and kind of like how to talk to, like a letter you can send, that sort of thing, how to talk to the teachers about the program. And we'd be happy to connect you with your daughter's class. We love when that happens.
Okay, great, thanks.
All right, thank you, Dylan. I think Curtis, you have a question.
Yeah, hi, thanks. So I might have missed it, but with regards to the, I guess, connecting with the teacher, is that an automated process, or was it like, do you have to select ones that you were interested in going to, or how did that work? Maybe like I said, maybe I've missed it in the correspondence, but.
For your match?
Yeah,
Like
for
how
the
we match
matching
you?
aspect.
We'll send you an email in probably September saying this is your match, and then you can just reply to it, and you can just reply to it and talk to your teacher through that.
So Curtis, you should have gotten an email from me around the end of June that said, basically we're still recruiting and schools are signing up. And we did invite you, if you want to take a look at the map, and if there's a school that's close to you, for example, that you'd really be interested in connecting with, let us know and we'll just match you with that school. And if not, then you can do like Dylan's going to try and do and find your own school, or we will just sort of look at what the situation is early in September, and we'll get everybody sorted out then. And then it's just all done by emails, Curtis. We send you basically an email saying, hey, Curtis, we'd like to introduce you to teacher so-and-so. So you have their email address, and then you can just start the process back and forth by email.
Okay, great. So for that email too, is the best way to point out the schools you'd be interested in going to is just to respond to that one that you sent out, Rebecca?
Yeah, if you want to do that,
okay.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll go find it.
I can re-forward it to you if you want.
I think I found it on.
Pops up in your inbox. Okay,
yeah, like it's it's all good. Thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions from anybody?
That's good. Thank you very much for doing this. I think it's so important that people's perceptions are formed by what they see and what they hear, and it's not it's great to have accurate information in schools. I think it's so important. So thank you for doing this. I'm looking forward to it.
You're welcome. Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks,
perfect.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna stop sharing my screen.
Okay, I can probably.
Cheers, folks. Bye now.